What's up, awesome people? Tim Retro here, and it has finally happened. I got myself an AYN Odin 2 Pro. Now, this is one fantastic handheld. We have so much ground to cover. I can't wait to show you guys. So go ahead, grab your favorite snack, your favorite drink, and sit down, get comfy. Let's go. Alrighty, and in particular AYN fashion, we have this amazing looking box. You know, I gotta give them props. They really take time to show the product, and there's not too much going on in here. This is just the brochure that shows you all of the controls, nothing too fancy there. And there's a little protective cover there. I didn't actually get a review unit, so there's no screen protector in this one. So be advised of that. And there's no charger. There's just a USB-C type of cable, but my goodness, look at that holographic lettering there. And going on to that USB Type-C cable, it's pretty high-end looking for what you get. As you can see, they have the branding on it, and it just feels really nice and premium. As a matter of fact, speaking of that USB Type-C cable, we have charge separation, an exciting feature built directly into the OS. Basically, this keeps the battery from overcharging. Once it's fully charged, you can turn this on and take power directly from the wall. So that's kind of cool to see in these ARM devices. Alrighty, heading over into the ergonomics of the device, they are fantastic. You got these little vent patterns, which is neat. And then you have the palm swells with the subtle AYN logo in the back there. Nothing too crazy. I definitely enjoy that. It gives it a premium feel. Overall, holding the device too is super comfortable. Those palm swells just really come together, and all of these nice curves on the device just make it a fantastic and enjoyable device to play for hours to come. I didn't feel any discomfort while I was playing it. Again, it's just all the controls are in reach. I can't say enough good things about this device. Okay, up top we have our fingerprint reader, which is also the power button. Cool little feature here to let you resume games pretty quickly. I enjoy that. You also have a volume rocker, a power status LED, you have the vents up top, and you have a micro HDMI port as well as your micro SD card slot. And then we of course have our analog L2 and R2 buttons, and then here's the sound. Those of you guys that are interested in how it may sound, pretty clicky. Okay, now let's talk about those LEDs. You have some on the joystick, and on the sides, it's just beautiful accent lighting. Here's the buttons that you can use to control it directly in the operating system under the Odin settings. You also have the ability to turn it off, of course, for those of you that it bothers. What's cool is you also get a full dynamic range of colors, so you can choose it to your heart's content. Those are pretty standard. They feel pretty good. And then you have a D-pad, which is awesome and pretty accurate as well. Just overall great clickiness. And then you have the Android operating system itself. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Here's some fan settings you can use to adjust the performance. I seldomly use high performance, as you guys are going to see in the gameplay section of the video. The fan, I'll let you guys listen to how that sounds. Not super loud. Okay, and there's some of the specs for those of you that are interested. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, it's just a powerful chipset. Here's Beacon Launcher. This is what I personally use. I think it makes the device look a little bit more premium, and it feels a lot more like my Steam Deck, so it's kind of nice being able to scroll through my artwork. First up here, we're going to start with PSP. We have God of War, and here's the performance. I mean, the Odin 2 Pro really just eats the heck out of these games. It keeps going. As you can see, there's a lot of action on the screen right now. I'm getting no slowdowns. If you guys remember my Loki Zero video that I recorded last, there was a bit of slowdowns and it also froze on us. Again, just look at this. It looks great. It's upscaled, 4X resolution, and I'm running in that performance mode here. You guys can see a little bit of action going on. Take care of those guys there. Okay, we got another guy over here to take care of. No, look at that. They just all pile on you. But see, it's just showing all the effects on the screen. And then, of course, the particle effects you guys are about to see here shortly. Not this part. Sorry, guys. I got OCD. I got to make sure it's a clean slate here. Okay, so coming up here, this is every device I've owned, emulation-wise, it always struggles on this part with this game. Look at that. Not even a single slowdown. Just ate it up. Fantastic. And it looks great upscaled like this too. I mean, this is better than I imagined it when I had my PSP when I was younger. This game just looks so much better. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. Alrighty, kicking it right up to the Dolphin emulator. We're playing Mario Kart Double Dash, as you can see. No performance problems. Most emulation devices especially the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, have issues playing this. Look at it go. Absolutely no problems here. I mean, it's just fun, as you guys can see. There's no issues there. I'm gonna get chopped up by that guy there. With the 8,000 milliamp battery too, you can easily play this for about 4 to 5 hours in performance mode. Alright, this one's notoriously hard to run, and this is F-Zero GX on the GameCube. There's so many videos around YouTube, you guys can just search them, and this game really struggles to run on other devices. I recall not even playing this on any of the other devices I had because I already knew the results, but going on a whim, just trying it on here, and it just dominates. It's incredible. Look at that. Just look at the frame rate, how smooth this is. Definitely brings back memories. Alrighty, so moving on to PS2. This is Aether SX2 version 3668. You guys can see, once again, the results are really speaking for themselves. Now, this may look a little bit choppy, but you have to remember when this game was released, it was only made for 30 FPS. There are patches for 60, I just haven't figured it out quite yet. But this game just runs great. Got a little bit of action sequences going there. Oh, yep, we're gonna get behind this tree here. Take a little bit of cover. Alright. A little bit of trouble aiming. Those hall sticks, have to get used to it. Okay, so here we are, Unreal Tournament. That's the next game. I love this game. Another one of my favorites that I played throughout my childhood. Also on PC. A lot of particle effects. And you think because of the graphics, it would be easy to run, but that's just not the case. On the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus that I had, it struggled. It just struggled pretty hard running this game, at least on the PS2. But once again, Odin 2 Pro absolutely wreaks havoc. Wreaks havoc, sorry. Just get so into this game. It's so fast-paced. They just don't make games like this anymore. Okay, so Time Splitters 3, Future Perfect. My all-time favorite PS2 game. Also one that's pretty challenging to run. Yeah, look at that. Okay, yeah, those hall sensors on here, I have to get used to. Especially after doing the calibration, they're just a little bit touchy. And here's Scarface, The World Is Yours. That is the hardest to run, in my opinion, on PS2. And it just, look at this. Look how great this is. And Gran Turismo 4. Also my favorite game. I'm going to try to run that and show you guys the results on here. Now this one I did actually kick up to high performance mode. I didn't show it in the video, but I wanted the extra oomph. And because I'm a Volkswagen fan, we're going to start here. Classic Mark V GTI. We're just going to grab this guy because it's awesome. Yep. All right. This one was honestly the most impressive for me, but I'm just going to show you guys for the camera. Because Gran Turismo 4, again, just like most of these titles, it really hard to find a device, even x86 that'll run it well, but look at this. Okay, so it's doing us in here. There we go, classic auto drive. This one took me back, especially with the upscaling. This is probably the best this game has ever looked versus PS2. And there's more patches you can get for it, like the high-res textures and stuff. It's pretty cool what the community is still doing for this game. Alrighty, Ace Combat 4, Shattered Skies, another fantastic legend of a game with a pretty emotional storyline. I recommend everyone at least play this game once. It's just fun, and it's got a great storyline. Eats it up. There are some texture issues, which is why I'm in cockpit mode right now. On the PCSX2 on PC and x86 devices, they seem to have found a patch that fixes those textures finally after years, but on this one, since it's no longer actively developed, there's no patch for it, sadly. So hopefully someone comes up with their own version of the patch to put into Aether SX2 to see if it works. I'm new to installing patches, so maybe the one in the PCSX2 does work. If it does, let me know in the description, because I love this game and I'd love to get it fixed and working properly, because as of right now, outside of the performance being awesome, that's the only issue I have with this game, which is why I still play it on my Steam Deck OLED, just because it doesn't have those issues. Alrighty, we're playing Half-Life 2 on this bad boy. 60 frames all around, could easily go up more. Also in performance, didn't need any high performance for this. You know, we've come a long way when it comes to stuff like this. I remember having to have a fan on my laptop, like an external fan, just to run it. Back in the early 2000s, it was basically jerry-rigged. Alrighty, next up is Aerofly Global. This one's a little bit harder to run, but it has great graphics. Everything is maxed out. Smooth 60 frames. Still on that same performance mode, so that shows you guys that you don't necessarily need the high performance mode all the time, but it is there if you do try switch emulation. This looks fantastic. This is stunning for a handheld device. It's a lovely game. It's the Airbus A320. You can see it's smooth. Look at the reflections on the windscreen there, and the rays of the sunlight. Just amazing. We have come a far way, a long way, excuse me. That's going to go ahead and conclude the end of this video. I just want to take the time to pay tribute to AYN as a company, especially in an industry that's dominated by giant companies like Asus, Steam, nothing against Steam. They've honestly shown that size is not a limitation when creating fantastic and innovative devices. The Odin 2 Pro has not only redefined what we should expect from retro gaming consoles, but has honestly also set a new standard for how larger companies should actually listen to what gamers want. It's made a significant impact in the handheld device market in general. Their attention to detail, their commitment to quality for the most part, and basically the bold choice to go up to these larger manufacturers like Snapdragon and request that they make a chip designed for this device. It's all come together to make such an amazing product.